In today's video, I'm going to be setting the base idle on my 1991 GMC Suburban R1500. I'm also going to be solving the year-long struggle of high idle, surging idle, low idle, Billy idle, and you're never going to believe why. Everything I'm doing today should be the same on all 220 throttle bodies, which is very common across GM V6s and V8s. It should be the same 1987 through 1995 with subtle differences. You know, your IAC will be a little different or your TPS will be a little different, you know, but basically the same. So let's get into it. The Rochester 220 seems to be the most common throttle body that GM used, 87 through 95, in some cases 86, but they did have different models. The 700, it was a single injector instead of a dual. But yeah, they basically use the same 220 throttle body across V6s and V8s. It would just be different injectors, like they couldn't handle the same fuel load or a different pressure regulator. Also, the injector size between the 305s and the 350s were the same size diameter, but the output of fuel, the flow was different. All of these base idles will be adjusted with the vehicle full operating temperature, idle air control unplugged, the vehicle in gear, except for manual transmission. All accessories have to be turned off. Radio, lights, AC heater, everything has to be turned off to get the proper adjustment. If you had the 220 with a manual transmission, the minimum base idle is going to be 600 to 650 RPMs, plus or minus 25 RPMs. If you have the 220 with an automatic transmission, the minimum base idle will be 500 to 550 RPMs. I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me out there, so hopefully well enough. Now that it's operating temperature, the first thing that we have to do is get the IAC fully extended, and then we can disconnect that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our ALDL, which is our assembly line diagnostics link. We are going to short out the terminals A and B, which is the top right and then the one next to it. A is ground, B is diagnostics. Take a good old paper clip, shove it in there. Come on, little fella. Okay, we know it's in there, see? Those are shorted out. Then put the key in and turn it on. Do not start it. You can hear that. That kind of buzzing sound. That's the IAC. Wait like 30 seconds. It should fully extend out, and then we're gonna unplug it. If you look down in there, in this port, you can actually see the pintle protruding into this hole. So now, unplug it. And the next step is to be able to set the minimum base idle on the throttle body itself. I also want to point out something real quick. If the throttle body, the little cap is still on the idle screw, you should not uncap it and mess with it. Those are preset by GM. Usually that never has to get adjusted. There will be some other issue to why you're having idling issues that is not related to that. It could be worn out throttle blades, or the shaft on the throttle could have slight play. It could be an IAC issue. There could be a crack in the throttle body. There could be vacuum leaks. Tons of other reasons to why you could have idle issues that does not pertain to that idle screw. The only time that I would recommend doing this is if that cap has already been taken off and somebody has already played with the idle on it before, like mine. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use a snap-on timing light. That way I'll be able to see RPM. My helper, you know, the missus, she'll be in the vehicle with it running. If you have issues with it staying running, then you're going to have to feather the gas until we adjust it enough to where we can keep it running. Once it stays running, we'll have her put it in gear, and it's going to have to be in drive. And that's when you set the minimum base idle. But right there is the cap that would be there. See, right there, somebody's already busted it off. This is what it's supposed to look like. See? Now, before you have her start it, make sure you turn off the key and take out your jumper wire.
I was actually going to ask you if we had to do that.
Yes, that's key. Okay, you don't want to leave that in there. She's in drive now. We're at 670, 667. Okay, so I'm going to take the torque head, I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to turn it counterclockwise to adjust that back. Okay, we're at 600, see? There we go, so we're getting down. Okay, now.
It says 5 there.
Well, it just bumped up. Now that that's set, you can plug back in your IAC. Now the IAC should control the base idle after the fact. So we should be able to start it up. It should do its, you know, high up like it's supposed to, and then cycle down like it's supposed to. So go ahead, start it.
The computer.
It started at a good idle. Go ahead, put it in reverse. We're holding good at 550 to 6. Oh, stop it. Well, we finally solved the issue, and it only took me about a year to figure it out. I did, however, fix a bunch of stuff along the way. Now, a lot of you probably won't know, and it probably won't get put in this, but I did a motor swap on my Burb last year, and this was a used motor when I got it. It was a well-known, good-running vehicle, but that actually wasn't the case. The issue with mine is that the throttle blades are worn out. If we come up to the throttle blades here and look, you can see all the way around it, right? The big gap all the way around that. Look at that. This side's not so bad. It's got a little bit of wear. See? But this side specifically, I mean, look at that. So this is why I was having idle hunting issues. This one is the same model as the other one. And this is a well-known good one. Definitely a lot less light coming through. That was the issue with mine. That's what was causing it to have the problems. That's why it was always hunting for idle. It can never really set it. That's always why it was a little bit higher than it was supposed to be. Even after I set the base idle 50 to 100 RPMs lower than standard. Now with the other throttle body on there, it only goes to about 1150, 1200 RPMs on a cold start. It'll hold there, slowly idle down within 5 minutes like it's supposed to, idle down to 750 RPMs. It runs beautiful. Throttle response is good. There's no hunting. The new motor sounds better than it ever has. I'll plug in a clip, that way you guys can hear that. It might be right here. Before, with the other throttle body, I could clearly hear it misfiring, and I could never really solve it. Hopefully this helped you out. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking or subscribing. It doesn't cost you a thing, and every week or two you get free content.